I'm going to go through the process here of adding some alignment labels to an alignment in Trimble Business Centre. The alignment has been created and is shown here on the plan view. On the corridors ribbon, there's a button here to create labels. It's also possible to locate the alignment in Project Explorer, right click and choose the option to edit alignment labels here as well. Both will achieve the same thing. The alignment settings dialog will appear, and here it's possible to modify the alignment labeling parameters. These probably should be defined in the project template to save having to enter these every time. I won't tick the option to label minor intervals, just the major points in the spacing. Choose the option there to label these perpendicular for the chainage. The alignment geometry labels, these will be on the right. Let's just make a leader line length there, and again pick the layer for the output. The font style is here. Location, and whether the alignment labels are elevated. Once the parameters are set, you can tap apply, and the settings, the result of changing the settings can be seen on the labels immediately. If you're happy with those, then just click OK, and that will close up the editor. If there's anything you want to change here, it can be updated, tap apply, and then the results will be seen on the plan view. The abbreviations, as shown in the annotation for the horizontal geometry, they are defined in the project settings. So again, something that can be preset in a saved template. Go to Project Settings, Abbreviations and Alignment Labels, and then the key horizontal alignment points. You can see the various entries here that have been used for the types of geometry. So point of tangency, point of curvature, reverse curve, curve to spiral, spiral to curve, reverse curve, point of tangency. But any of these can be changed to suit your own labeling preferences and style. The vertical alignment, in terms of labeling, is controlled using a sheet. So to use a sheet, I need to have that alignment referenced to a corridor. Give the corridor a name, make sure it's referencing the alignment that I want to label. Start chainage for the corridor and a name for the template. I'm not going to do anything with the corridor as such, but I just need to make one that references the alignment because the sheet I'm going to use will reference a corridor. So here's my sheet, and drag that in to the project. You can see here's my sheet for profiles. Check it's set to the correct corridor and then choose Edit. The items required to be labelled can then be added using the settings. That's a bit difficult to show just on one screen here and have the alignment editor open at the same time. but I'll bring this up a little bit and show some of these options. So for the design labels, there are various tick points here that can be used to place annotation onto the profile and also for the profile table. A list of the available options are given here. Tick these on, we can see vertical point of intersection labelled, elevation, grade in, grade out, vertical point of curvature label, point of tangency, vertical high point. There isn't a vertical low point here, it's not a sag curve. But there are options here that can be tweaked to show various labels as required on the profile. Going to the details of these settings, it's possible to change things such as the font used and just to customize the labeling in general. So it's an example of changing the font there. This entry here, again, probably needs a bit of editing. This is a curve table entry. So if I go here to curve table, there's a dimension label set up. These are the properties here for it. The offset is the location of the annotation within the table itself. Change the text style to something perhaps a bit smaller. And to make this a bit easier to see, I'm just going to change this to an ISO setting. You can see the length of the curve shown here. If you want to add additional labels, you can do that in the label field here. Can change the position of the labels using the offset parameters here. Place them onto required layers with required colouring and so on. So the curve labelling can be set as required to sit within the table or above the table or below the table, however you wish, based on the settings that you have. Profile table, I'm not really interested in these entries for the surface models, so we can turn those off like so. And again, the view filter manager can be used to control what's in the plan view preview underneath here. With the edit sheet dialog open, any edits that are made to the horizontal or vertical geometry will update in real time on the edit sheet. So having two monitors here is obviously an advantage in terms of being able to space out these dialog boxes across the screens. For the curve here, it's currently set to a curve length of 10 meters. If I change that to 25 and hit tab, we'll see that the table has updated and the profile shows the updated annotation there on the sheet view. So it's worth mentioning that if you require to see edits be updated live on the profile, then the editing screen should be open, because once you go to create or build the sheets, that's just a snapshot of the sheet then ready for plotting or export, and any live edits made won't show up on the new sheet view, which is here. This video has covered how to create labels to show on the plan view for the horizontal alignment, that of course can be taken over to a plot sheet, and how to do something similar for profile geometry of the vertical alignment, and how that information can be seen on a live profile sheet, such that any edits made to the vertical alignment geometry will also update on the profile sheet as well.